Maybe you're not tired because life is too hard. Maybe you're tired because you've been carrying too many things that were never yours to carry. Take a moment and ask yourself, when was the last time your mind felt truly quiet? Not just free from noise, but genuinely at peace. For many of us, it's been a long time. Some mornings we wake up already feeling exhausted, not because we didn't get enough sleep, not because our bodies are weak, but because our minds never stopped running, even while we were resting. There's always something asking for our attention: the news, social media, endless notifications, someone else's opinion, a problem we can't control, a future that hasn't even happened yet. Without realizing it, we begin carrying worries that don't belong to us. We replay conversations long after they've ended. We imagine worst-case scenarios that may never come true. We feel responsible for fixing things that were never ours to fix. Little by little, our attention is pulled in 100 different directions. Until one day, we can't remember what it feels like to simply breathe without thinking about the next problem. Perhaps that's why so many people feel overwhelmed today. Not because life has become impossible, but because our hearts have been trying to hold everything at once. Every headline, every expectation, every disappointment, every fear, and no heart was ever created to carry that much. Maybe the peace you've been searching for isn't hiding somewhere far away. Maybe it begins with something much simpler. Not adding more to your life, but gently letting go of everything that never belonged in your hands to begin with. And perhaps as you listen today, you'll discover that you're not as tired as you thought. You're simply carrying too much. And maybe it's finally time to set some of it down. The world asks for our attention every single day. Before we've even finished our morning coffee, there are already emails to answer, messages waiting for a reply, headlines demanding our concern, opinions asking us to choose a side. Somehow it begins to feel as though we have to keep up with everything. We try to understand every situation, stay informed about every piece of news, respond to every message, meet every expectation, make everyone happy. We worry about what happened yesterday. We worry about what might happen tomorrow. And somewhere in between, we forget to simply live today. The truth is, the human mind was never designed to carry the weight of the entire world. It wasn't meant to solve every problem. It wasn't meant to absorb every piece of bad news. It wasn't meant to hold every fear, every disappointment, and every opinion we come across. Yet many of us try anyway. We carry things that belong to strangers. We carry conversations that ended days ago. We carry expectations we never agreed to. We carry imagined futures that may never arrive. Little by little, our hearts become crowded. And when everything feels important, nothing feels peaceful. Imagine trying to fill your hands with water. The tighter you hold on, the more slips away. Our minds often work the same way. The more we try to hold every thought, every worry, every responsibility, the more exhausted we become. Peace isn't lost because life asks too much of us. Often it's lost because we've forgotten that we are allowed to put some things down. Not every question needs an answer today. Not every uncertainty needs to be solved tonight. Not every burden belongs on your shoulders. There is a quiet kind of wisdom in recognizing the difference. Because every time you choose to carry something unnecessary, you leave a little less room for what truly matters. A peaceful conversation, a quiet sunset, a loved one's laughter, a grateful heart. And perhaps that's why inner peace doesn't begin by adding more to our lives. It begins the moment we realize that we were never meant to carry everything in the first place. Perhaps one of the most peaceful lessons we can learn in life is this. Not everything deserves our attention. Not every opinion deserves a response. Some people will misunderstand you no matter how carefully you explain yourself. Some people have already decided what they want to believe, and that's okay. You don't have to spend your peace trying to change every mind. Not every disagreement needs a winner. Sometimes, the moment we stop trying to prove we're right, we begin to feel lighter, because being understood by everyone was never the goal. Living with a peaceful heart is. The truth is, not everyone will see the world the way you do. Not everyone will understand the choices you have made. Not everyone will approve of the life you're living. But you don't need everyone's approval to live a meaningful life. You only need the quiet confidence to know you're living in a way that feels true to your heart. The same is true with our own thoughts. Just because a thought enters your mind doesn't mean it's telling you the truth. Sometimes fear speaks the loudest. It whispers, "You are not good enough. What if everything goes wrong? What if people are judging you?" But thoughts are like clouds passing through the sky. Some bring rain, some drift away without changing anything. You don't have to chase every cloud, and you don't have to believe every thought. One of the greatest forms of freedom is realizing that you can notice a thought without allowing it to become your reality. The same goes for conflict. There are moments when walking away isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Not because you couldn't continue the argument, but because you've realized that your peace is worth more than having the last word. There is a quiet strength in choosing silence over endless explanations, in choosing understanding over proving a point, in choosing peace over pride. Because some battles leave no real winners, they only leave tired hearts. And perhaps that's why the most peaceful people aren't the ones who win every argument. They're the ones who know which battles are worth entering and which ones are best left behind. Sometimes peace doesn't arrive when the world finally agrees with you. Sometimes it begins the moment you quietly turn around and keep walking. Maybe that's why peace is less about changing the world around us and more about choosing what we allow to stay within us. Imagine your mind as a garden. Every day, countless seeds fall into it. Some are planted by the words people say, some by the news we consume, some by our own memories, some by our fears about tomorrow. The garden doesn't decide which seeds arrive, but it does reveal which ones we continue to water. If every seed is left to grow, soon the flowers become difficult to see. The weeds quietly take over. Our attention works in much the same way. Whatever we feed begins to grow. If we spend every day feeding fear, fear slowly becomes the loudest voice in our lives. It begins to shape the way we see the world, the way we see ourselves, even the way we see the people we love. If we constantly water resentment, bitterness grows. If we replay every disappointment, pain takes deeper roots. Not because life is only painful, but because we've unintentionally given our attention to what hurts us most. Yet the beautiful thing about a garden is this: you don't always control what lands there, but you do have a choice about what you keep nurturing. You can water gratitude and slowly begin noticing the kindness that still exists. You can water hope, even when life feels uncertain. You can water compassion toward others and toward yourself. Little by little, those quiet choices begin to change the landscape of your heart. Not overnight, not all at once, but one gentle day at a time. Perhaps peace doesn't arrive because life suddenly becomes easier. Perhaps it grows because we become more careful about what we allow to grow inside us. Not every worry deserves another hour of your thoughts. Not every regret deserves another sleepless night. Not every hurt deserves a permanent in your heart. Some things are meant to teach us and then be gently released, because your mind was never meant to become a storage room for every fear you've ever carried. It was meant to be a place where hope can still bloom, where gratitude can still take root, where peace, given enough care, can quietly grow. And maybe that is where healing truly begins. Not by trying to control every seed that falls, but by lovingly choosing which ones are worthy of your heart. Perhaps one of the quietest forms of strength is something the world rarely celebrates: the strength to not react. We often believe that every criticism deserves an answer, every misunderstanding needs an explanation, every disagreement must be settled, every opinion should be challenged. But over time, life teaches us something different. Not every door needs to be opened. Not every invitation to conflict deserves a response. Sometimes protecting your peace means choosing not to step into a conversation that can only steal it. There is a difference between giving up and letting go. Giving up comes from losing hope. Letting go comes from gaining wisdom. It is realizing that not every battle is meant to be yours. Some people are committed to misunderstanding you. Some arguments have no finish line. Some hearts are not looking for understanding. They're only looking for someone to argue with. And you don't have to become that person. There is no weakness in walking away from what disturbs your soul. In fact, it often takes far more courage to remain calm than to react in anger, to answer harsh words with silence, to meet frustration with gentleness, to choose dignity over the need to be right. Sometimes the strongest response is no response at all. A quiet smile, a deep breath, a gentle decision to keep moving forward. Not because you don't care, but because you've learned that your peace is too valuable to be traded for a moment of proving yourself. Think about the storms you've already survived. How many of them disappeared on their own? How many arguments that once felt so important no longer matter today? How many worries faded with time? Life has a way of reminding us that many things solve themselves without demanding our energy. Not every wave is asking you to swim against it. Not every storm is asking you to stand in the rain. Some are simply passing by, and your wisest choice is to let them pass. So the next time life invites you into unnecessary conflict, pause for just a moment. Ask yourself, will this matter a year from now? Is this worth the peace I'm about to give away? If the answer is no, smile, take a slow breath, and keep walking. Because sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is protect your heart by refusing to give your attention to what was never meant to stay. Perhaps peace was never meant to be something we find at the end of a perfect life. Because if that were true, very few of us would ever experience it. Life will always have unfinished work, unexpected problems, people who misunderstand us, days that don't go as planned. There will always be something asking for our attention. Something telling us to worry just a little more, to prove ourselves one more time, to carry one more burden. But maybe peace begins the moment we gently say, not this, not today, not everything belongs in my heart. The truth is, you will never be able to control everything that happens around you. You can't control every opinion, every disappointment, every loss, or every unexpected turn life takes. But you can always choose what you're willing to carry. You can choose which voices deserve your attention, which thoughts deserve your energy, which people deserve your time, and which worries are simply too heavy to follow you any longer. That choice may seem small, but over time, it changes the way you live. It changes the way you love. It changes the way you breathe. Because every time you stop giving your attention to something that steals your peace, you make room for something beautiful instead. A quiet morning, a grateful heart, a meaningful conversation, the laughter of someone you love. The sound of birds outside your window, the simple joy of being fully present in this moment. Protect your peace, not because you're weak, but because your heart was never meant to become a home for every fear, every argument, and every burden the world places before you. It deserves gentleness. It deserves rest. It deserves moments of quiet where hope can grow again. So as you leave this video, don't try to carry it for everything. You were never meant to. Carry kindness, carry gratitude, carry the people you love, and let the rest pass by. Because life becomes lighter when we stop holding on to what was never ours. And perhaps the most peaceful life isn't the one with the fewest storms. It's the one that knows which storms are worth walking through. Remember, not everything needs your attention. Sometimes, protecting your peace simply means choosing what deserves your heart.